Now in the third and final stage, we've still got quite a bit to do in terms of detail and forms, but a lot of it will be about emphasizing edges, connecting shadows, adding some texture. Restraint is the most important thing here, because I don't want the painting to look overworked, but I try and follow the guide that I use, which is never to paint anything twice until I've got everything painted at least once, and I've now really got to that stage. So there's a painterly purpose behind much of what I'm about to do. Now I shall be a little bit all over the place, just to get on with it. Viridian and some burnt sienna. Nice rich dark green, a little bit of cadmium, to force out a bush here, or at least not force out the bush, use it to force out the light aluminium mast. Bit of raw umber now. That forms quite a nice sort of full stop there on that right hand side of the painting. The distance, ultramarine and a little bit of light red, more blue than red. In fact, you can push the blue a little bit more just to indicate the skyline, or the southward skyline really. This is along Black Shore, I should have said. There's a post sticking out there. We'll save that. Oh, I've lost it, never mind. Just suggest the church there. And that is useful just to force out the top of the boat. Now there's one or two little red roofed buildings way in the distance here. And back to the blue. I'll just force it, post out there. Bit of Payne's grey, which I use mainly as a dark blue, just to indicate the little portholes there. Make sure you get them on sort of slant, you're looking at them slightly obliquely. Touch that there. In fact, while I've got that on the brush, I'm just going to darken that underneath there. Very, very light colour just on the top of that, just to kill that bit of white paper. It's a horizontal surface facing the light, so it'll be getting the full glare of the sun. Raw umber and a little bit of cadmium. Got these cross that are helping support, the mast there, the boom rather, which is quite blue. The sail, so it's light blue there, quite light blue on the top, and then it'll be darker blue, ultramarine and Windsor blue perhaps, to go down here. And the soft edge, because it's a rounded surface, it's not a it's not a corner of a building or a boat or anything like that. Just little things catch my eye. I'm just going to darken that there, and here. A lot of this is just about adding a little bit of texture to the ground. And in many ways, I'm just darkening that to help pull out the light on the side of the boat, and soften it, fill up these, and in many ways adding a little bit more substance, texture to the ground. I always think makes the sky look a little bit more sort of airy. Let's a few strokes sort of just to emphasize the contour of that bank. Always difficult to explain. A lot of this you just have a sense that it'll strengthen the picture. So they're quite abstracty marks in many ways, and each picture will require something different. A little bit of dark there. Often it's about pulling out some shape in the foreground, particularly if it's light. A little bit of light, a dark round it will sort of pull it out. So carry on with trying to take the picture by the scruff of the neck and finish it off now. Let's that was a little bit of cobalt violet and raw umber, a bit of colour on that. Just soften that so it looks a little bit round, and then just a bit of car shadow there. There's one or two sort of bracket things around that. A little bit of shadow on that. One or two little crease marks on the or folds I should say, and then just indicate a little bit of colour on the mask side here, particularly on the side that's catching the in the shade. Now this mast here will be a little bit dark in places, and then just come down and be light, and then a tiny bit of rigging here, just suggest it. Just indicate some of the clinker on this boat here. Just got to be careful we don't overdo this. So just always think it's a mistake to put too much detail in the shaded. I might even just darken it a little bit more under here. And then soften it so it joins on to what we've already got. That's the important thing. And then Virgin and alizarin crimson give me a nice rich dark just to put underneath there. Perhaps there as well. Raw umber, a little bit of cerulean blue. They're quite opaque, heavy pigments, and we can just add a little bit of texture to this, and detail to the gravel here. There's a wire run across here. I'll finish that off in a minute. I've just smudged that wet, so don't panic when that happens. Just take a bit of clean water and you can soon get rid of it. The rigging, look, see where it joins on the boat, the hull of the boat, but also if it's going to the top of the mast outside the picture, make sure the rigging goes there. But don't draw too much attention to it. A lot of these marks are just to sort of fill in sort of white holes that I feel attracting the viewer's eye. away from where I want them to look. I'm going to darken that bit there because it's nice in the shade, to really pull out the sun on this boat here. But I don't want it to be dark all the way along, so I can now lose it. Just with clean water and wet the area, in a sense for the excess paint to escape to and dilute itself. A little bit of colour on this ladder. Just to kill it a bit, really. All a bit mysterious in there. 1 or 2 bits of rope. Which in many ways just connect things rather than serve any nautical purpose. A little bit of more colour in the just really any old dirty colour just here. It was just a bit too light, so it's catching the viewer's eye. And as I say, we're drawn to the light. Finally, I can just emphasize this wire where it's dark against the light stern of the dinghy, and then light across there and comes down there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching that little demonstration, and that it's encouraged you to try these nautical subjects. Boats are rich in shape and colour, and have great potential to add interest to paintings. Thanks for watching.